Hey YouTube, StinkyCash here on a cloud-covered, smoggy 420 after a long day of chemtrailing the skies. And I'm here smoking some weed to celebrate this holiday, and I'm going to be getting stoned as I deliver this video to you. Now, if you saw my last video where I chopped up scenes from that ridiculous movie Interstellar, you know that it's pretty clear that their God is gravity.
It's gravity.
Gravity is their answer for everything that they can explain. It's their answer for everything they can't explain that doesn't make sense on a spinning ball Earth. It's their answer for everything. How does the Earth orbit the sun? It's the sun's gravity. Why do we stick to the ball Earth? The Earth's gravity. Why doesn't the water fly off a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles an hour? Gravity. Why does the moon orbit the Earth? Gravity. What causes the tides? The moon's gravity. The moon's gravity overtakes the Earth's gravity. None of this shit makes sense. Gravity is their god. Look at the Freemason logo. The compass and square with the G in the middle. What do you think that G stands for? I've heard a lot of different theories, but the G is their god, and the G is gravity, because gravity is their god. And the globe is clearly the image of the beast. The image of the beast. The image of the beast that all will worship. Just like it says in Revelation. You've never seen that globe from that perspective, from that far away, ever in your life. Yet when I say Earth, you picture a ball. And the Freemasons, they flaunt the globe in a lot of their little illustrations and logos and symbolism. The globe plays a large part, as do the planets, the make-believe planets that they named after the Roman gods. They've got you worshiping the same old gods, Mars and Mercury, and the biggest planet is Jupiter, and the one that they always show with the ring around it, like a crown, is Saturn. And then Neptune, which in Greek mythology was Poseidon. They've got you worshiping the Roman gods. Gravity. How many times did they say the word gravity in that stupid movie Interstellar? That movie was pure mind control programming. All Hollywood movies are mind control programming that push the globe model. All the movies about space and all the other movies, they all in some way push that globe model. The globe, the image of the beast. They tell us that the Earth orbits the sun. They put the sun at the center. Heliocentrism has nothing to do with science. The idea that the sun is the center was thought up by occultists, Jesuit priests, the Vatican. It has nothing to do with science. And they say that the Earth orbits the sun going 66,600 miles an hour. Now, I use this number because on this Earth that we live on, the number one source of information is Google. And if you Google how fast does the Earth orbit the sun, they tell you 18.5 miles per second. Hold on, I'll be taking a hit. Now, Google tells us 18.5 miles per second, but we're not trained to think in miles per second. Why would they tell us miles per second? So if you want to convert miles per second to miles per hour, you need to multiply by 60, because there are 60 seconds in a minute. And then you got to multiply by 60 again, because there are 60 minutes in an hour. And that will convert your miles per second to miles per hour. And when you do that math, it's 66,600 miles per hour. What a coincidence. They call gravity the G-force, the force, the magical force. It's these people's magical force, just like Star Wars, like the Force. It's gravity. Gravity is their God. In the movie Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey says that gravity transcends the dimensions in time and space. Sounds an awful lot like God and not gravity. I don't know if you've seen some of my past videos, but I explain what gravity is, and I will do it again right now. First of all, the only reason why they needed to think up this idea of gravity and relativity is to make sense of all the shit that doesn't make any sense on a spinning ball Earth. Like, how are we sticking to it if we're on the side of it? Or how come we're not flying off of it because of the centrifugal force? Or how come the water sticks to the outside of a ball? We all know that water takes the shape of its container and is always flat. So how does it stick to the outside of a ball? Oh, gravity. How come we can't feel the spin? Oh, well, everything is spinning together, including the air in the atmosphere. Everything's spinning together. That's relativity, so we can't feel it. But on the flat Earth, gravity is density. Okay? There is no magical force sucking us to the Earth. I'm a human. I'm solid. I'm solid matter, and I'm denser than the air. So I fall through the air, and I stick to the ground until I hit another piece of matter. Solid matter. In liquid, I could sink or I could float, depending on my density and the density of the water. When you're in the Dead Sea, it's so salty and it's so dense that the water is denser than your body, and you don't sink. In the Dead Sea, you float. I've been there. I've done it. I know. Hot air is less dense than cold air, so hot air rises. Ice cubes are less dense than water, so ice cubes float on water. It's called buoyancy. That's how hot air balloons rise, because hot air is less dense than cold air. That's why helium rises, because helium is less dense than oxygen in the air. So helium rises. Where's the gravity with that? There is no gravity. It's just density and the laws of matter. Air is matter. Air is matter. The ether is matter, right? One of the states of matter is gas. If you ever filled up a balloon, you know that it takes up space. Two pieces of matter can't occupy the same piece of space at the same time. If I fall through the air, I'm going to continue to fall until I hit another piece of solid matter that I can't go through because I can't occupy the same space at the same time. That leads me to another thought. The fourth dimension is not time. Dimensions are spatial. Time is not the fourth dimension. That makes no sense. Time exists in all dimensions. In that movie Interstellar, they try to make you think that time is the fourth dimension and that time is relative. And it can stretch and it can squeeze. That's ridiculous. Time is time is time. A minute is a minute. Doesn't matter where you are. It takes you 1 second or 2 seconds to inhale and exhale. That's the same amount of time it'll take you to inhale and exhale everywhere. Time is not relative the way they want you to think it is. That's some crazy thinking by Einstein, who admitted he couldn't even prove it was real. When he died, he was so unsure of himself, he hoped it was real, but it was all his imagination. He had an incredible imagination, an infinite curiosity. Curiosity is important. If you're not curious about things, you won't seek out knowledge and you won't discover the truth. And you need to seek knowledge in order to find the truth, because the truth will lead you to where you need to go. And the truth, no matter where you begin, always leads to the same place. And it's not gravity, it's God, and it's Jesus. That's why following the truth is so important. Some people are willingly blind to the truth. They don't want to know the truth. It's too scary for them. Ignorance is bliss for these people, but that's not acceptable. You can't achieve bliss by way of ignorance. It's just not an acceptable way of living. But there is a mass awakening happening all around the world, and it's starting to happen in this country. I've been waking up people left and right, and it's been getting easier. People are doing it on their own now, and then coming back to me and telling me what they've discovered, and it's amazing watching it. That's why I do this. I do enjoy watching people wake up. It's the greatest gift I can give people, is their brain back, their ability to think. If I could give that back to a person, that's all I want out of this YouTube channel. So that's all I got for you today. I'm pretty stoned. Happy 420, and keep on keeping on. So hey guys, StinkyCash here, and I decided to make a part 2 to my video that I made yesterday titled Getting High and Talking Flat Earth. So I'll be getting high again right now and talking about the flat earth. The biggest thing is how the sun works. The sun is the key to this whole theory. Okay? The sun spirals in a circle above the flat earth. When the northern hemisphere is in summer, say on the summer solstice, the sun would be making a circle around the Tropic of Cancer. Then as the days get shorter and the sun starts setting further and further into the south, which on a flat earth map is the outer rings, it's because the sun starts to spiral outwards. When we reach the fall equinox, and I'm talking about the northern hemisphere, obviously, because I live in New Jersey, the sun will be spiraling over the equator. Equinox, equator. This is why it's always hotter near the equator, because they're in the middle of where the sun goes to. So they're in the average. They're right in the middle. So they always have the best sunlight, the best angle and the best rays of sunlight. Now when we start heading into winter, by the time we reach the winter solstice, the sun will be spiraling around the Tropic of Capricorn. And then it will, when the days start getting longer, it will start spiraling inwards. Now picture, not a physical dome, but picture a firmament sky dome, if you will. Like in a planetarium, when you look up at the sky, the ceiling is a dome. So picture everything is dome shaped. Not that there's a physical dome, like a Truman Show, like what Mark Sargent is shilling, but picture just a sky in the shape of a dome, essentially. And the stars are in that sky firmament, and they rotate around us. And the sun is somewhere in that firmament dome shape as well. And when the sun is spiraling over the Tropic of Cancer, when we're at the summer solstice, it's at its highest point, because the center, the middle of the dome, is higher. And as it goes outwards, it also goes downwards. It's an up and in, down and out. In fall, the sun falls. And in spring, it springs back up. Make sense? Thank you. The sun goes clockwise. The clock face makes sense on a flat earth. You ever see a yin-yang? A yin-yang is the sun and the moon. circling the flat earth. Like the tortoise and the hare, the sun, as it goes outwards and the spirals become bigger, the sun speeds up. That's how it maintains a 24-hour day. So the sun is always changing its speed, going faster and slower throughout the year. But the moon stays steady. It remains at a constant rate, and twice a year, the moon will overtake the sun. It's called the eclipse. Those are our stars. That's our moon. That's our sun. The Bible says that God made the sun and the stars and the moon for the signs, seasons, days, and years. It says that those are what creates those things. Where science says it's the movements of the earth that creates the days and the years. The Bible says the earth is stationary. It does not move. But science tells you that it's the earth's movements that create all these things. It's always the opposite. If God made the moon for the signs, seasons, days, and years, well, then the moon was made for the months. The months. That's why we have the moon. The lunar cycle keeps track of the months. So what did the Vatican do? They took us off a calendar that has the months linked to the moon. They will do anything to remove God from society, and they will do anything to do the opposite of what's true. Always. I mean, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I've said this in other videos, but this is how they do it. They tell you that you evolved from nothing, when the truth is you devolved from God. That is the exact opposite. They always do that. And our whole lives, we get brainwashed by the globe. Everything is reinforcement of the globe model. All the movies, the shows, schooling. Oh, it's disgusting. All the shills, all the controlled opposition shills out there use a globe in some way or another. Alex Jones, Prison Planet, David Icke, Mark Dice. It's a common theme. It's a red flag. Like if someone doesn't speak out against Israel or someone's a Zionist supporter, that's the biggest red flag that says they're not a legitimate truther, right? Well, the second one is if they use that image of the globe. And I know that's ironic I say that as I'm getting high, because my new little profile picture is the image of the globe, but it's the image of the globe in a cage. Okay? Because that's really what the globe is. They put you in a cage that has no bars. If you think that if you keep going one direction, you'll just end up back in the same place and that there's a finite amount of land and it's all been discovered, you won't go and try to discover more land. It's a trap. It's a very effective way of keeping the herd contained. Because that's all you are. You're goyim. You're cattle. The globe. Let me ask you a few questions about the globe. Let's just say you start drilling. Let's just say the center is not hot and you could theoretically drill all the way through. Through the center, right? You'll be drilling down. When you start your little venture, you'll be going down. But when you come out the other end of the ball, you would have to be coming up out of the ground. So when does down become up? Logically, at the exact center of the ball. Down flips to up, right? The gravity point has to originate at the exact center point of this ball for this whole theory to work. So let's just say you do. You drill all the way down to the core. What's going to happen to you down there? Are you automatically, you're just going to like have a flip of consciousness? It makes no sense to me. Let me ask you another question about compasses. Make no sense on a globe Earth. They make perfect sense on a flat Earth. But let's just say compasses did work on a globe, right? And it made sense on a globe. Let's say you were standing at the exact South Pole. Which way is north? Which way is north if you're standing at the exact South Pole? It's not a difficult question. The logical answer is every direction is north if you're standing at the exact South Pole. Every direction, it would be equal in distance to get you back to the North Pole. So what would a compass do? How would a compass behave if it was located at the exact magnetic South Pole? I would think it would just spin out of control. And the magnetic energy, whatever, would keep that thing spinning because every direction is north. But here's the thing, when all the people that are allowed to go to Antarctica on those little bullshit trips, they're not allowed to go to the actual South Pole. And they have a little pole down there, but they admit that it's not even located at the exact magnetic South Pole. And then they say that the pole actually moves around. Magnetic south and magnetic north move. So you can never actually find it exactly, which is, really convenient. Because then you'll never be able to figure out what a compass does at the exact South Pole. That question can never be answered. And there are periods of the year where the North Pole experiences 24 hours of darkness. When we're in winter. That's because the sun is so far, it's out by the Tropic of Capricorn, that the light never reaches the North Pole for the entire 24-hour day. And there are periods of the year where the North Pole has 24-hour daylight. And that's pretty much because the sun's circling along the Tropic of Cancer, and it's right above you. It's right above the North Pole. But these periods of 24-hour darkness or 24-hour daylight, they don't exist at the South Pole. To me, this makes sense on a flat Earth. Makes no sense on a ball Earth. Here's my flight path that I took when I traveled to Israel. And my next video I'm going to make is going to be me talking about my trip to Israel. We're going to get into some details. I'm going to tell you about that. I'm probably the first YouTuber in history to sign up for one of those free birthright trips to Israel, pretending to be a Jew. I went undercover as a Jew, infiltrated their group, spent 10 days with them abroad in Israel, and I made secret audio recordings using my iPhone of their propaganda sessions. And I made about 3 or 4 videos already exposing them. But my next video is going to be about that. But anyway, here's my flight path I took from Newark to Israel, to Tel Aviv. And if you look at it on a flat Earth map, it's a straight fucking line. Because the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Someone shared a NASA video on my Facebook wall. It had all these amazing shots from space, right? Well, they had a few real photographs. All the real photographs were much closer. The landscapes were all flat. And any time they showed a curve or the whole ball, those were completely fake and CGI. Some of them admittedly. So they don't have any real shots of the ball. All they have, some fisheye lenses, some CGI, some bullshit. They don't have any footage of the ball Earth spinning. You don't find that weird? So hey YouTube, StinkyCash here. And we're here for another edition of Getting High and Talking Flat Earth. I'm already high, and all I want to do is explain to you how directionals work on the flat Earth. People are having a hard time conceptualizing how east and west and north and south work on the flat Earth. So if you take a look at the flat Earth map, it's kind of like a bullseye, with the North Pole, magnetic north, in the exact center. So if north is the exact center, which way is south. South is opposite north, just like on a globe. So if north is the center, then south is the outer rings. Now let's just say you were in Newark, New Jersey, where I am. North is going to be facing the center. South is going to be opposite you. West will be to your left, and east will be to your right. But what you have to realize is all directionals, even on the globe Earth, are derived off of where north is. That's how compasses work. Okay? So, on the flat Earth, west is really you traveling clockwise in a circle with an even radius going around magnetic north. That would be west. West is clockwise. It's the way the sun goes. East would be counterclockwise with an even radius around magnetic north. That is how people claim to have circumnavigated the globe from east to west. They're not going around a ball, they're going in a circle around a flat plane. That is also why no one has ever circumnavigated the globe going north to south. It's impossible. You can't do it. Once you reach north, once you reach the center, you keep going. Now you're going south again. You're never going to come back underneath the ball because it's not a ball. If you could do it, it would have been done. But it hasn't because you can't. There are a lot of trolls out there trying to debunk flat Earth, and they come up with all sorts of false proofs, false debunkings. Some guy said to me, so you're telling me on a flat Earth, you can go in any direction and reach Antarctica? No, numbnuts. The only reason why you think you can go in any direction to reach Antarctica is because you're not capable, your peanut-sized brain is not capable of conceptualizing north, south, east, and west on the flat Earth map. You can only go south to reach Antarctica, just like on a globe. No matter where you are on the globe, if you go south, you'll reach Antarctica. And on the flat Earth map, no matter where you are, if you go opposite north, which is opposite the center, then you're technically going south and you'll reach Antarctica. You cannot go east or west to reach Antarctica. East and west are just circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. And if you go north, you'll reach the center. And if you keep going, you'll be going south. So no matter which way you go, you're going south to reach Antarctica. And I'm sorry if you're not smart enough or clever enough to figure out how north, south, and east and west work on the flat Earth map. So enough of this globe nonsense. I'm sick of it. The Earth is not a ball. Water doesn't curve. Water doesn't stick to the outside of a ball. The horizon is not curved. The horizon is flat. No matter how high up you go, the horizon will rise up to your eye level and remain flat. The Earth is flat. And I'm positive people are waking up to this fact. You can see it. You can see it by the number of videos on YouTube and the number of posts on Facebook. People are waking up. It's possible that, maybe 2 or 3 short years from now, the mainstream comes out and confesses the Earth is flat. That's possible. When the so-called new world order or the new paradigm begins, it could be a flat Earth paradigm, believe it or not. And they're going to make you think that you're enclosed and you're trapped. Or you really are going to be enclosed and trapped. There could be other geothermal Earth ponds, like Matt Boylan believes. And if they decide to leave this polluted, chemtrailed, poisoned Earth and go to the other geothermal Earth, they're going to lock us in. They're going to lock us in with androids. Just like in Matrix Revolutions. So that's all I got for you today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Reply to my trolls so I don't have to, because it just stresses me out.
It really does. So can I have a few of my fans just be on like dedicated troll debate? Because I'm just sick of doing it. I hate typing. I hate typing and I hate writing, and that's why I started making videos, so I can get my thoughts out without having to type it. So anyone that wants to take over that job of controlling my trolls, we'll call you like the troll keeper. You do that for me. Please share this video and subscribe to my channel and spread the word. You know, my channel's growing and I'm trying to make it grow even more. Maybe one day I'll have enough subscribers where I could just click monetize and get paid from YouTube to be making these videos exposing them. You know, and then I won't even have to worry about that. I won't have to worry about money or working a job and all that stress and all that nonsense. My job can be truth. Okay? And hey, if there's any Illuminati out there watching this video, we all have a price to sell out, you know. So if there's any Illuminati out there, you know, I'm just throwing out an idea that, you know, if you want to give me like $10 million to shut up, you know, I'll consider that, you know. I'm just putting that out there. It's just an idea, you know. I haven't gotten paid yet. You know, I'm not controlled opposition shill yet, but, you know, for $10 million, you know, an entrance into the Illuminati, you know, anything's possible. All right, StinkyCash, peace.
When you walk through the garden, you better watch your back. Well, I beg your pardon. Walk the straight and narrow track. If you walk with Jesus, He's gonna save your soul. You just gotta keep the devil way down in the hole. He's got the fire and the fury